I think this is my third cup of coffee. Welcome, everyone. I am so glad that you're joining us today for our monthly complimentary webinar. This time, it's going to be Mastering HR Excellence in 2025, Skills, Certifications, and Strategies for Success. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. We're going to dive into our topic today, and we want to make the most of our time together. For those of you who are unfamiliar with me, I see a lot of familiar faces. Thank you so much for being here. But for those of you who are unfamiliar, let me tell you that my name is Elga Lejarza. I bring 30 years of HR experience to the table. Yes, you are right, 30 years. Officially in 14 days. January 1st, it's gonna be 30 years. Not enough, no. Nothing is ever enough for me. Why? Because my goal is to set a Guinness World Record. Yeah, 50 years. Who has 50 years in HR? Anybody here? Does anybody wants to get my record? Thank you so much. Yes, January 1st is gonna be 30 years, but my goal is 50 years in HR. Are you crazy, Elga? Who wants to be in HR for 50 years? I do, because like I always say, HR is my passion. It's on my ADA. Well, in addition to those 3 years in human resources, I want to let you know that, yes, I do have all those certifications, those major certification credentials from HRCI and from SHRM. I'm always going to keep myself neutral, impartial, like a mediator, like we need to be in HR, impartial, neutral mediators. So no, I'm not siding with HRCI or with SHRM. I'll stay right here in the middle. That's why I have all those certifications. I didn't include the aPHR, but I do also have the aPHR. I have the PHR. I have the SPHR, the SHRM-CP, the SHRM-SCP, and the Global Professional Human Resources. And next year, I promise, I'm looking at March, April, okay? So you're gonna keep me straight right there. March, April, I'm planning to take the California PHR. That's gonna be my new credential in 2025. Why not? So I've been doing this for, I'm gonna say, out of my 30 years in HR, 11 years back to back, I conduct certification preparation boot camps for these monsters exams from HRCI and from SHRM. I have assisted, I'm gonna say, hundreds and hundreds of HR professionals just like you to obtain these monster certifications, but definitely needed certifications in HR. One day, I hope to say that I have assisted thousands and thousands. Right now, I can only say hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, but soon will be thousands and thousands. Yep, I work for HRTrainingClasses.com. It's my company. And what we do is we provide a lot of certification programs, boot camps. We provide and offer a wide range of programs. I'm going to say that I'm very proud to say that we have a 99.99 passing rate for our credentials. Oh, yes. And effective January, what is it? January 6th, we're going to start with the first boot camp that I have developed to teach Espanol. Yes, we're going to start with some Spanish classes. We already have several participants who have registered. This is going to be to assist HR professionals to be able to communicate in Espanol with their employees. When we have to do internal investigations and interviews, sometimes employees prefer to communicate in Spanish. So anyway, we have a lot of things to cover today, so let's go ahead and dive in. Again, I am so excited that you're all here today, so let's go ahead and get started. I'd like to take a look and see who is here, but it's gonna take me Long time, but I see that we got 36 participants. So thank you so much for being here. First thing that I want to let you know, and I want to clarify, even though those of you who know me, you know that I'm very passionate with all the employment laws. But I need to remind you, and I need to remind myself that I am not an employment law attorney. So while I have a lot of experience and I do provide recommendations like how I will handle a particular situation if I would be in your shoes, I always recommend for legal advice to consult with a licensed attorney who is specialized in the relevant field. This is our monthly free webinar. If you missed our last webinar, you can find it on our free learning resources in our website, HRTrainingClasses.com. This training is going to be, I'm going to try to go from 11 a.m. to 11:45 so I can answer some questions that you may have from 11:45 to 12. Even though, what can I tell you? You know me, I'm a talker. Once I start talking, nobody can stop me. But I also want to let you know that the recording is going to be available on our website, again, on the free training resources for your future reference. Or maybe, some friends that you would like them to also review and listen to the recording, you can do so. So let's see, here's what we're going to be covering today during our time. First, we're going to begin with a look at the top HR skills that we need in order to thrive in 2025. Next, we're going to dive into the value of HR certifications and how they can transform your career, our careers in 2025. Then we're going to be discussing major HR trends and strategies to keep you ahead of the curve, to have that competitive advantage, because we all know in human resources, this is a very competitive profession. And finally, we're going to conclude with a live Q&A session where I'm going to be able to answer your questions. So please stay with us and make a note of any questions that you may have, and you can put them on the chat. Now, I would like you, sometimes my trainings can be like lecture, but I wanted to do something different and have some of you participate using the chat. At the end, I promise you, I'm gonna allow you to use your microphones, but because we have a large group, I didn't wanna leave the microphone on for right now. But use the chat, okay? I want this to be an opportunity for you to participate. So I want you to go into the chat, and I want to go ahead and read from you. What are the top HR skills for 2025? Let's see if we can put a lot of things in the chat. What do you think are going to be the top HR skills for 2025? And I'll start reading. I will start reading. So let me see. Let me see. I'm new here, but I follow you on LinkedIn. Oh, thank you, Catania. Thank you so much. You got it. Thank you, Alicia. AI technology. Absolutely. That is totally right. AI technology. Mabel, hey, Mabel, thank you for being here. Organization. AI, Sarah. Sharp Spring. Hey, wow, that is correct. Oh, look at that. Lori, yeah, Cynthia, hello. I recognize all these names. Artificial intelligence, everything is artificial intelligence. Okay, Adrienne. Oh, hi, Adrienne. Strategic decisions using data. You're absolutely right. And is that my Shalia? Shalia, being bilingual. Thank you. And Heather, data analytics, a multi-generational workforce. Excellent. Oh, Shanna Ferguson. Hey, Shanna. God, got all my previous participants and current participants over here. Change management. Absolutely. We'll talk about that. And Tara Johnson, artificial intelligence, mental health. Thank goodness we're making mental health finally a priority. I definitely agree with you, especially being somebody, somebody who suffers of depression, believe it or not. Those of you who know me very well, you know that I'm very open, and I always mention and talk about my depression and anxiety because that helps others. Dali, leadership training, excellent. Char Spring from California. See how I remember you? Compensation, Jennifer, AI and being bilingual. Thank you. Let's see what else. Excellent. Very good. Thank you so much for all those responses. And let's look at what are going to be the top HR skills for 2025. Well, critical thinking. Almost all of you mentioned technological proficiency, emotional intelligence. We'll talk about that. Adaptability and agility. Some of you mentioned, right? Change management. We remember we are the change drivers. How about DEI? Let's not let DEI die, please. We need to keep DEI live. It is so important. As somebody who I consider having differences, I always felt like I was different. Oh, I sound different, right? Maybe some of you said, oh, Elga, after 40-something years living in the US, you sound just like us. And I would say, thank you. But for some reason, I do not buy that one because I know I'm always going to have this accent. And I didn't want to have an accent. So I always felt different. But guess what? I want to work in an organization where my differences are going to be welcome, are going to be valued, are going to be included, are going to be embraced, and more than anything else, I want my differences to be respected. And we all have similarities and differences, and we need to welcome and respect those differences. So please, let's not let DEI die. And thank you for those of you who also mentioned about being bilingual, because that's the reason why I'm the pioneer with, you'll see, competition is going to follow, but I'm always the pioneer with these classes where my goal is everybody who joins my classes that you're going to be bilingual, that when you had to do an internal investigation, you don't have to contact somebody who speaks Spanish to come and do this. You'll be able to do it yourself. So let's go over these top HR skills for 2025. Well, again, critical thinking, this is an essential skill for 2025. In the ever-evolving world of human resources, critical thinking has become more than just having a desirable trait of critical thinking. This is an essential competency that is needed for success in our professions. HR professionals today we're not just administrators, right? We know that we're strategic partners who influence key organizational decisions. So critical thinking allows HR leaders to approach challenges with a logical, evidence-based mindset, enabling us to solve problems effectively while at the same time anticipating potential issues before they arise. This skill is going to be vital in human resources, where decisions and recommendations often involve complex, nuanced situations such as compliance and workforce planning and employee relations as well. So, for example, when managing employee turnover, a critical thinker doesn't just focus on, oh, I need to replace this amount of people who left the company. We're going to delve into the root cause of turnover. Why do we have this voluntary turnover? Or why are we having all this involuntary turnover? What are we doing, or what are we not doing that is causing all this voluntary or involuntary turnover? We're going to analyze the patterns. We're going to develop a strategy so we can prevent this future attrition. So this forward-thinking approach not only mitigates the risk, but also it's going to add some measurable value to the organization by aligning the HR initiatives with long-term business goals. We know that everything that we are going to be doing in the organization, in our HR departments, anything that we do needs to be aligned with the strategic planning process. Because this is one of the ways that we are going to be able to demonstrate how we add value to the organization's bottom line, to the organization's profitability. We know that they always think that in HR we're an expense department, that we only spend a lot of money, and that we don't contribute to the bottom line. Okay, well, by aligning the HR functions, we're going to be able to demonstrate, yes, we do contribute to the organization's profitability. By demonstrating the return on investment, also we are going to be able to show how we contribute to the organization's bottom line, and by demonstrating how efficient we are on the HR functions. So developing and improving critical thinking requires intentional practice and a commitment to continuous learning. So one way to enhance this skill is by embracing that data-driven mindset. Because as HR professionals, we need to become comfortable using analytics tools to uncover those trends, those patterns, to be able to identify the gaps. Always remember, when we're talking about a gap, yes, it's a space. We talk about a gap is this is where we are, this is where we need to be. So what do we do with the gaps? We gotta close those gaps, right? If it is training, by providing the training. If it is by adding more workforce, more individuals, more people, more human capital, then we need to do that. Then additionally, cultivating a habit of questioning. Yes, we need to be, somebody told me one day, let's not get furious, let's get curious. Absolutely. In HR, we always need to be curious, always asking, why? Why? And what if this happened? Because this can lead to deeper insights and also innovative solutions. So engaging in professional development programs, participating in case study exercises, joining peer discussions can also sharpen critical thinking skills by exposing HR professionals to diverse perspectives and scenarios. Finally, fostering self-awareness and emotional intelligence plays a crucial role in critical thinking. So by understanding personal biases and managing emotions, we as HR leaders can approach decisions with clarity, with fairness, ensuring outcomes that benefit both our employees and also our organizations as a whole. So in 2025, that ability to think critically will not just set HR professionals apart. It will define their value as indispensable organizational leaders. You mentioned technology, specifically AI. Yep. So this is another skill because with the rapid rise of HR technology, and also analytic tools, we must be comfortable using platforms to automate processes, to track metrics, and drive data-driven decisions. I'm a baby boomer, believe it or not. I'm one of those dinosaurs that still are here. Well, that's me. I'm not calling dinosaurs any of the baby boomers, but I do call myself, but I'm the baby of all the baby boomers. So I always felt very, very uncomfortable with technology. But I found myself that I have two options, right? Do I say, no, I don't like technology. I don't want technology. I'm not going to use it. I refuse to embrace it and to accept it. And then I was going to become obsolete, right? Or no, do I make the effort? This is not going to be stronger than me. I am going to learn it. I'm going to master it. So that's what we need to do. Again, for some people, this is easy. But for older generations like mine, it's going to be more difficult. No, but we need to learn it. We need to master it. Because as the HR landscape becomes increasingly reliant on those digital tools, technological proficiency, like I said, is no longer an option. It's essential if we want to continue being relevant. So the rapid rise of artificial intelligence, advanced HR technology, sophisticated analytic platforms, this is reshaping how HR professionals manage process, how we measure performance, and how we make decisions. So we need to feel comfortable. We need to always look at continuous improvement. So when we use technology, we're going to be able to be more efficient. I always like to clarify the difference between being effective and being efficient, right? Being effective is just accomplishing the goals. Okay, well, we need to accomplish the goals. But being efficient is being able to accomplish those goals in a in a very timely manner, in a very economical manner, right? I always use my example. I know some of you have heard this example many times. Okay, Elga, we need to hire 50 people. Then I hire 50 people. I know you recognize this example. Okay, I hire 50 people. Okay, so I was effective, right? I accomplished the goal, I accomplished the objective. But what about if the directions were, Elga, you need to hire 50 people in 1 week, and your budget is $1,000. Okay, I hired 50 people. I was effective, but guess what? It took me 2 weeks, and I spent $1,500. What? So that means I was effective, I accomplished the goal, but I was not efficient. I didn't accomplish the goal in a timely or in an economical manner. So that's being efficient. Well, using technology is going to make us more efficient. So I will ask, so what is the problem? I mean, at the end of the day, I accomplished the goal. You wanted 50 people. Who cares if I spend a little bit more money and if it took me an extra week? No, that's not good. Because the competition over there, you see over there, company ABC, and you see over there, company XYZ, and you see all the competition around us. Guess what? They are able to accomplish things in an efficient manner. And here we are not, because you are spending more money and you're taking more time. Time is money, right? Well, this is why if we are not efficient, we're not going to have the competitive advantage that we need. Well, this is how we need to embrace technology. It's going to help us to be more efficient and to be more accurate. So mastering these technologies, yes, not only boosts this efficiency, but also enables HR to act once again as a strategic partner within the organization, because we're driving meaningful outcomes that are going to be aligned with the organization's goals. So familiarity with platforms like Workday and SAP, SuccessFactors, will ensure that we stay competitive and that we stay relevant. I don't want to disappear. I want to stay relevant in a tech-driven HR world. Developing this proficiency also demonstrates commitment to innovation and continuous improvement traits essentials for HR success in 2025. If you do have questions, will you please put them in the chat? I promise I'm going to read every single one at the end. If you can just please put it on the chat. Thank you. What else? I talk about emotional intelligence. We HR leaders, we deal with people, real, complex, emotional beings. So raise your hand if you want to work for a leader who lacks emotional intelligence. Everybody raise your hand. Okay. Only one person, but I know that was maybe a question that you had, so please put it on the chat. Okay, I don't want to work for a leader who lacks emotional intelligence. Oh no, I'm gonna run away as fast as possible. Nowadays, in order for people to want to work with a leader, they want to work for a leader who has emotional intelligence. This is not the 1940s and the 1950s and 60s that the leadership style that used to be effective was the authoritarian. How about this one? This one sounds really bad. Exploitative, authoritative, right? This is from Likert. Exploitative, authoritative. That doesn't work anymore, but that used to work in the past. Well, the leaders will be able to get the employees to accomplish the goal only if they will make threats. Threats is you need to do this because you work for me. I do not work for you. You work for me. And if you don't like it, I can open the door for you right now. Yep, with threats. That's authoritative, exploitative. Not anymore. What works nowadays is participated, but we want to work for a leader that is going to be sensitive to people's emotions and feelings, but that is also going to be able to control, to recognize, and to self-regulate their own feelings and emotions. So mastering emotional intelligence, or EQ, means building trust, resolving conflicts, fostering a culture of respect and empathy. So EQ has emerged as one of the most critical skills for HR professionals, navigating the complexity in a modern workforce. So HR professionals with high EQ can definitely anticipate these complexities and respond with empathy and creating a workplace culture where employees are going to feel valued, are going to feel understood. So this skill is vital for addressing sensitive matters. Like, how do we provide performance feedback to the employees? How do we help with workplace dispute? And I'm not talking about just helping employees resolve their differences with their coworkers or also maybe with their own leaders, but it is about how do we handle our own workplace conflicts and dispute. So when it is our own conflicts, it may not be that easy, right? Because emotions, right, and egos, they get on the way. But also, I'm going to say that emotional intelligence is going to be also vital for addressing sensitive matters such as mental health concerns. So mastering EQ positions HR leaders. We position HR leaders as trusted advisors that we're going to be capable of nurturing a supportive environment where both individuals but also organizations are going to be able to thrive. So as workplace dynamic continues to evolve in 2025, emotional intelligence is becoming increasingly crucial. So question. So in today's world, what is the only constant? Okay, so we need to go in the chat and I want to see some answers. This should be easy for us. We're HR. In today's world, what is the only constant? Ah, aha, very good. And interesting that most of you who are answering are some of you who I know. Excellent. And some others that no, I don't know, but I recognize a lot of the names. That is correct. In today's world, the only constant is change, right? You know how passionate I am about talking about change, right? Change is the only constant. What happened? if we don't change. You know, you have heard me. We're going to have to put a big sign out there, out in the door. We're going to have to put a big sign that says, sorry, going out of business. Our employees didn't want to change. We were afraid of changes. They refused to change. So now we're closing the doors forever. No, if we don't change, we are going to be replaced by another organization that is willing to change. So we are the change drivers. You know, how do we drive the changes? Go in the chat. You know how we drive the changes. You have heard me many times how HR is gonna drive the changes. We're gonna drive the changes. That is correct. Thank you. That's how we drive the changes in the organizations, by communication. We're the change drivers. We communicate why the changes are needed. But we gotta remember that communication, like I like to say, is not a monologue, right? Communication is exchange of information. It's not a monologue, it's a two-way dialogue where we're gonna explain to the employees why the change is necessary, what are the benefits of changing, and what will be the consequences if we don't change. You wanna be replaced by another organization? No. We wanna have that competitive advantage. We want to outperform the competition. We wanna win in the market. We want to succeed in the future. So our role, a very important role that we have in HR, is to drive the changes in the organizations. We are the change drivers. We need to have the expertise on what's gonna happen as we communicate changes. What's gonna happen? Everybody going to be excited and enthusiastic with the changes? Reality, not everybody. Some people will be excited with changes, but not everybody, right? Some people are gonna be resistant. Some people are not just gonna be resistant. Some people are gonna get angry with changes. Some people are gonna get depressed with changes, with any type of changes, professional, personal, right? But we need to explain why the changes are necessary. Since we have expertise, we know we're gonna find those individuals who are gonna be resistant. So again, communication, a two-way dialogue. We're not going to assume, we're not gonna make assumptions why some people, they do not want to change. We're gonna ask them, right? Well, that's what communication is, exchange of information. We're gonna ask them to then be able to identify what are those barriers, what are those obstacles, what are those roadblocks preventing them from accepting the changes. Now that we know, we're gonna help them by removing those obstacles because we know that change is necessary. So adaptability and agility are indispensable skills for HR professionals as we navigate an ever-evolving landscape of work. We need to be able to adapt, to be flexible to those changes. So being adaptable means embracing uncertainty, finding innovative solutions to challenges, such as managing remote teams, fostering inclusivity, ensuring compliance with new regulations. For example, the transition to hybrid work requires HR professionals to rethink traditional employee engagement strategies, implement tools that bridge communication gaps across virtual and also in-person teams. Hybrid schedule is here and is here to stay. It's here to stay. It's not gonna go anywhere. Now, agility, on the other hand, empowers HR leaders to respond to those unexpected disruptions, such as global crises, economic downturns, ensuring the workforce remains resilient and productive. So developing adaptability and agility requires a commitment to continuous learning and the ability to anticipate future trends. HR leaders can enhance these skills by embracing a growth mindset, actively seeking feedback, and participating in scenario planning exercises to prepare for potential challenges. Question: do you want to work in an organization where your differences are disrespected? Or would you like to work in an organization that values diversity and respect all differences? That's where I want to work. Remember I mentioned, I always felt, and I guess I will continue to feel, that I have differences, that I sound different. I don't know why. I came to the US when I was 16 years old. I just turned 60 years young. As John, my friend, always tell me, 60 years young. So how do I have an accent? I don't know. I didn't want to have one. Growing up here in the US, I didn't want to have an accent. I wanted to sound just like everybody else, to blend in, to fit in. It only took me 30 years to accept it, to embrace how I sound. 10 years ago, I realized this accent is not going to go anywhere. And I decided to embrace it. I accepted it that, hey, this is what makes me different. Despite the fact that I even heard a manager who used to work with me, okay, making fun of my accent with other managers. Yes, that definitely hurt my feelings. I will never forget that manager. It's one of my 60,000 connections and followers on LinkedIn. But that's okay. That it's okay. That made me learn that we are not to make fun of people's differences, because I experienced that myself. But I don't care. I embrace my differences. So again, I want to work in an organization where our differences, remember, more than anything else, are going to be respected, are going to be recognized, right? I call them the 3 R's. What do we do with any differences? I'm not just talking about DEI differences, right? Also talking about personality differences. Well, it's part of diversity and inclusion. Cultural, societal differences, generational differences, the 3 R's. What are the 3 R's? We need to recognize those differences, acknowledge them, they are real. Recognize them, respect those differences, and reconcile. Blend those differences and find common grounds, common patterns to blend those differences so we respect and value and embrace and welcome everyone's differences. Do you have something that makes you unique? I'm sure. We have similarities, but we also have differences. And that's what makes diversity, equity, and inclusion. The beauty on those differences that make us unique individuals. How would you feel if your differences were not welcome, included, or respected? Not good. Maybe some of you have experienced what I have experienced, that disrespect to our differences. Not a good thing. So number 1 is the wrong thing to do. Do you think that we're increasing employee engagement by disrespecting differences? Of course not. We're disrespecting differences. We are destroying employee engagement. You want me to go into my employee engagement definition? Yes, you know how much I love to give you my definition of employee engagement. So here you have it, right? Because increase in employee engagement is also one of the major HR roles. And yes, we need to continue doing this as we move, what is it, in 14 days? In 14 days, and we're going to be in the year 2025. You remember when we're going to be turning into the year 2000? At midnight, we were like, okay, are we all going to die? The end of the world, the year 2000. Well, here we are, 14 days, and we're going to be in 2025. Anyway, employee engagement. It's not about just having employees happy, right? You know, my favorite word with employee engagement. Employees are passionate, energetic, enthusiastic, loyal, committed to the organization. They are willing to go above and beyond when they are engaged to the organization. Think about like when a couple is engaged and she has a ring, right? Well, they're not supposed to be looking. Ladies, we're not supposed to be looking. Oh, gentlemen, okay? We are not supposed to be looking for somebody else when we are engaged. Well, that's the same concept of employee engagement. We are engaged to our organizations. Our employees are engaged to our organizations. They don't care that the competition is paying more money, is providing more benefits. They don't care because they're not even looking. They are engaged already to our organization. So think for a moment, what's going to happen with efficiency, productivity, profitability? What's going to happen with sales? What's going to happen with customer service? What's going to happen with employee well-being? All that is going to increase. When your employees are engaged, what's going to happen with errors, mistakes, theft, workers' compensation accidents, absenteeism, employee turnover? Decreases because our employees are engaged. So we want to increase employee engagement. We want to reduce this ugly, costly, painful employee turnover because we're losing our human capital. And we all know human capital, we're not referring to physical bodies. Physical bodies can be easily replaced, right? We talk about we don't want to lose our human capital. It's right here. It's that stock of knowledge, skills, abilities, wisdom, creativity, innovation that our employees have. We don't want to lose that. Elga, I'm looking at the time. You say you were going to finish at 11:45? Oh, I know, I told you. Once I start talking, I just cannot stop. Okay, so employees today demand inclusivity, your ability to lead DI initiatives, address those biases, create equitable workplace practices will not only attract talent, but we are going to be able to retain talent, right? You always like to hear about my ARM, right? ARM, to attract, to retain, and keep our employees motivated, keep our employees engaged. Well, with diversity, equity, and inclusion, you will definitely attract me, you will definitely retain me, and you will definitely keep me motivated, engaged. So DEI have become more than just buzzwords. They are essential pillars for building a thriving modern workplace. So as the workforce becomes increasingly diverse, we HR professionals, we must champion DEI initiatives to create environments where all employees feel valued, welcome, included, embraced, but remember, most importantly, that we feel respected. So developing DEI expertise involves a proactive approach to understanding and addressing the unique challenges faced by underrepresented groups within an organization. HR professionals must stay informed about legal frameworks like affirmative action laws and plans, emerging trends in workplace diversity, training on unconscious implicit bias. We all have implicit bias. Doesn't mean that we're horrible human beings, These are implicit. These are shortcuts that we take in our thinking process. Additionally, measuring the success of DEI initiatives through metrics like representation in leadership roles, pay equity, having that internal and that external equity to avoid that state of inequity where employees are going to be disengaged and we're going to be losing our human capital. Okay, probably one of my favorite things to talk about, the value of HR certifications. So earning HR certifications can significantly enhance your career trajectory by increasing your earning potential. Raise your hand. Who needs more money right now? Okay, okay. Okay, let's see. Who needs more money right now? Okay, who else needs more money right now? Okay, well, I'm there. I'll raise my hands. I'll raise my feet if I can. Yes, absolutely. They are gonna increase your earning potential and making you more attractive to employers. Employers highly value HR certifications, viewing them as indicators of a candidate's dedication and expertise. You know that a survey revealed that 65% of organizations prefer candidates with HR certifications. 65%. And I bet you anything, when you have a manager, an HR manager, an HR director, a chief human resources officer that says, no, certifications are not that important. It's probably because they do not have a certification. I have seen transformations when you pass your HR certifications, right? You call me to tell me, I passed. I just had somebody who passed the SCP this week and somebody who passed the CP yesterday. And I know December is going to be a month in January that I'm going to be seeing a lot of people passing their SHRM certification because of the open window that we have right now. 65% of organizations prefer candidates with HR certifications. So obtaining these HR certifications not only enhance your earning potential, but also positions you as a preferred candidate in this competitive HR job market. So I'm curious. Let's see. Okay, lower your hands. Some of you have your hands up. So I just want to get an idea. Because remember, I'm always curious. I'm always curious. So let's start all over again. Let's see. Gloria, your hand still is up. So let's lower and start with this one. Who has an aPHR certification? aPHR. I do. I actually obtained it about 5 years ago. PHR certification, the aPHR, because I was gonna start teaching that. So I'm like, if I'm gonna start teaching this, I need to show that I have this certification. Okay. Well, by the way, we have an aPHR today bootcamp starting on January 21st. Okay. Who has a PHR certification? Raise your hand. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, a lot of you. Okay, very good. How about the next level of HRCI? Who has an SPHR certification? Where are you, Jessica? I saw you around here. Now I don't see. SPHR certification. I know some of you are working toward that. Oh, there you are, Jessica. Thank you, Jessica. Excellent. Okay. Okay, Lori, hold on. I know you, Lori. You're the PHR. What's going on there? You're working toward the SPHR. Got you. Okay. About the next one. Who has a SHRM-CP? I told you I'm neutral. I told you I'm neutral. I'm going to welcome both. Okay. How about this one? The most difficult of all the certification, the SHRM-CP. I'm curious. Who has a SHRM-CP? I see Mitzi. Ooh. So That is true. That changes how you are, how you feel. Oh, Melinda. Okay. Catania, I have a SHRM-CP certificate. Okay, how about this one? This is the one that a lot of people, they don't have. The Global Professional Human Resources, the GPHR. Come on, be honest. Be honest. Don't raise your hand if you don't have it. You see how interesting this is? Look at the GPHR. Why not? This is an important certification. Very, very important, the GPHR. The Global Professional Human Resources. You don't need to have global experience anymore. Yeah, they used to ask for that in the past, but it's not a requirement anymore. Well, let me tell you, when you actually join our boot camps and you pass the SPHR, Lenny, you have one GPHR? Excellent. So when you join our boot camp, and you know, if you're one of my current participants, that when you pass the SPHR and the SHRM-SCP, you are complimentary invited to our next GPHR 3-day bootcamp. That's something that I provide to everybody, because when you get those difficult certification, SPHR and SHRM-SCP with me, I want you to also obtain the GPHR. Because I had the SPHR and the SHRM-SCP, let me tell you, taking the GPHR was the easiest certification, a very important one if you have the SPHR and the SHRM-SCP. So 1 is better than 2, 2 is better than 1, 3 is better than 2, 4 is better. And what did I tell you about the California? I'm going for the California. I just did a training program for somebody in California for their managers and supervisors. So I was like, hey, to take the California PHR. Absolutely. So the value of HR certifications, elevating your career trajectory, industry recognition, proven competency, commitment to growth, expertise validation, leadership credibility, career advancement. Yes, all of them are important. The PHR and the SHRM-CP, they establish foundational HR knowledge in compliance, employee relations, and workforce management. But that's not sufficient. Okay, you got level 1, but there are more levels, okay? So first you start with level 1, then move to level 2, SPHR and SHRM-SCP. Highlight a strategic leadership by teaching alignment of HR functions with business objectives. I guarantee you, once you pass the SPHR and the SCP, the GPHR that focuses on global HR practices, preparing professionals for cross-border workforce challenges and opportunities is gonna be the easiest certification. But not only you have the SPHR and the SHRM-SCP. And you know, many of you are in my boot camps. You know that once you join my boot camps, you stay with us forever, for as long as you need to, until you pass all these certifications. Showcase expertise, future-proofing careers, indispensable value. You know me, you already pay once. All I want you is to get all the certifications that I have. Absolutely. Higher salaries, leadership opportunities, hiring advantage, enhanced job security. That competitive edge, we need not just one. Don't settle for 1 or 2 or 3. Go for all of them. When recruiters or hiring managers are looking at those resumes, they are looking at those certifications. Picture we're human resources, right? Picture when you had 2, 3 applicants and you are not sure which one, and one has all this certification, they have proven themselves, and somebody else has maybe 1 or 2. Which one would you think is a better candidate? Doesn't take rocket science, right? So choosing the right certification for your goal. They are catalysts for professional growth, transformative experience, continuous learning. We are gonna continue learning until the day we go to another dimension. So that means You know me, I'm going to continue learning until I am 100 years old. Professional credibility, that competitive edge, career growth opportunities, seize the moment. I told you, Elga is a talker. 1 hour is not enough for me. Even 4 hours is not enough for me. HR trends and strategies for 2025. Embracing hybrid remote work models. Like I said, this is not going anywhere. Hybrid is going to stay. Technology use, let's not be afraid. Let's continue to learn more. Flexible policies. This is necessary. Some people nowadays, you know what they say? They said, I'd rather take flexibility than more money. That's how important it is. Team unity, adaptable strategies. Why employees leave their jobs? Why do they leave their jobs? I quit. Why? Yes, we need to increase employee engagement, absolutely. Lack of career growth and development, poor management and leadership, low compensation and benefits. Yes, we want more money. And it's not just because we want more money. It's inflation. I really find it horrible every time I go to grocery shopping, to public. Oh my God. It's that those bills, everything continues to increase. Work-life balance issues, lack of recognition. People want to be recognized. Toxic work environment, job insecurity, mismatch between jobs and skills, better opportunities elsewhere, unhealthy company culture. So the HR trends and strategies, employee retention. You know what we need to do. We need to give them what they're asking for and keep those employees engaged. Training opportunities. I know that when things are difficult, bad in the organizations, the first budget that is cut is the training budget. Let's not allow that to happen. Training is necessary to help the organization to succeed, but it also increases employee engagement so we can retain our employees. Building fairness and equity, evolving labor laws, DI mandates, workplace expectation. We need to make sure that we have internal and external equity. We need to embrace, again, technology. Make sure that we provide the training, the tools, the resources, and that we welcome technology. A strategic workforce planning, aligning HR initiatives with organizational goals to drive success. Strategic workforce planning positions HR as a key growth partner. And of course, I should have known it, right? Never have enough time for questions. But let me look at the chat and see if there's any questions in there. I am a talker. I'm telling you, 1 hour is not enough for me. And I was like, oh, I'm going to be doing some free webinars for 20 minutes. There's no way I can do a 20-minute webinar. So please remember, I need more time. I know, I need more time. What can I tell you? I think my 1 hour webinars are going to have to be more trainings. Okay, I need more trainings. Okay, please send me an email, elga@HRTrainingClasses.com. Tell me what you want me to provide to you. I'm already thinking about the next one, the free webinar for January. Remember, last time I did FMLA. You have the recordings in there in our website. Let me know, send me an email. Let me know what would you like me to cover in 1 hour. I'm thinking about retaliation for January. I love to talk about retaliation. The most frequently claimed filed with the EOC, retaliation claims. So let me know if that would be a good option. Send me questions. Send me questions on my email. I love to receive your questions because you know that when you ask me questions, what do? I turn around and I create blogs on LinkedIn. Please follow me on LinkedIn, please. I also want to mention that we have our next bootcamp, my bootcamp, my bestseller. We're starting our next bootcamp on January 7, Tuesday. So I'm going to say that the marketing team asked me to provide you this. This is only going to be for until December 25th. If you want to go for all your HR certifications, okay, look on HRTrainingClasses.com. And we are going to run a special, a promotion only until December 25th. Until December 25th. Write down that code if you need it. On the checkout, use ExamPrep200, and it's going to discount only until December 25th, the bootcamp. ExamPrep200. And then I also want to invite you and also remind you, I know some of you are going to be joining the Spanish bootcamp, the 36 weeks. Please remember that 50% promotion is only until December 31st. Please remember that. Using Learn Spanish, the 36 weeks after December 31st goes to the regular price of $19.95. So until December 31st is $9.95. So use the code Learn Spanish. And thank you all for joining us today for Mastering HR Excellence in 2025. We cover a lot. Of course, Elga talks too much. We explore a lot of things. These things or these insights are designed to equip you with actionable strategies. Hey, let's not forget the recertification credit hours. Thank you. I recognize all those hearts. You know that you make me so happy when I see all those hearts. But let's not forget the 1 hour recertification credit, okay? So if you already have your certifications, let me put it on the chat. HRCI, this is 1 hour. I'm putting the code in there. Okay, my num is not working. My numbers. Okay, here we go. HRCI 690041. 1 hour. It's there, okay, on the chat. That's for HRCI. The next GPHR, I think is, we just had one last week. Then the next one is in February, Jessica. Okay, let me give you the code for SHRM. The SHRM is only 1 hour, and I'm put it on the chat so you can get 1 hour recertification credit hours. Make sure that I put this correct. 26/9/TM/98. There it is. I have it in there. So thank you. I thank you. It's not showing. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, Elgita, what are you doing? Okay, here we go. I'm gonna put it again. I didn't have it for everyone. Here we go. There's HRCI. See it? There's HRCI. Now I'm gonna give you SHRM. I'm gonna give you SHRM TM98. Now you should have it. First is HRCI, and then I gave you the SHRM. Again, we conduct these free complimentary webinars the third Wednesday of every month. Just go into our website and you can find it in there. And all I have to say now is happy holidays, everyone. Happy New Year 2025 to everyone. And thank you again. And I look forward to see you in our future sessions. Thank you so much. Gracias, everyone. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Happy holidays. And I will see you. Merry Christmas. Happy holiday. Happy New Year. Get ready. 2025 is going to be my year, but it's also going to be your